Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, aromatherapist, with Brother Sean Ali of Supreme Health and Wellness. And we're coming on today to help you learn how to overcome stress. Overcome stress. If you're stressed out, you're going through anxiety, panic attacks. We want to help you to overcome those things naturally. So as you come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sean. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. All is well, alive and charged. Yes.
Alive and well. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So let's
Looking
get
forward to the
into our
topic.
topic,
Yeah.
how to overcome. Yes, me too. It's very much needed, from the clients that I speak with. This topic is very much needed because, as we were discussing earlier, it's all about perspective, and there's different types of stress. So let's get into that, Brother Sean.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And when we're looking at it, it's important to know what stress is and what it isn't. And
Right.
a lot of things that we attribute to stress, they aren't stress, or
Mm,
it's a self-imposed stress. And when you're looking at it, stress is the management of energy because, and that's what we have. We are
I
a
like that.
bundle of energy, right? It requires energy to move my body to
Right.
do anything, even to blink. It requires energy, right? So when we
In
are looking,
everything.
right, this ball of energy that we are, and all of these plans and things we want to do and come up with, how we manage that energy is the basis of stress, right? And
Right.
if we look at it, it's it's four major types of stress, right? Your temperature, you got your metabolic and coming from the pollutants that we eat, that we can eat, that's in the environment. You have your temperature when your temperature goes up and down. You have emotional
Right.
stress and you have physical stress. Physical stress comes from overworking, getting not exercising enough, not getting enough
Hmm.
rest, right? And so
Right.
those are the four major categories of stress, but they all fall under two main categories, right? And it's eustress and distress. So
Mm.
no matter, the management of our energy is going to be manifested either eustress or distress. And the difference between
Right.
these is, one, eustress is when I study. Okay, so I got a test coming up, and I'm spending the hours before the test actually studying for the test, preparing myself, right?
Right.
Increasing my chance of success. That's eustress, right? Even distress is, I got the same test, man. I'm gonna sit back and just I'm gonna pray about it. There you go. I'm gonna leave it up to
Right.
God.
Right.
I'm gonna,
God,
even though they gave
to just
us the book,
magically drop those.
right, right,
Right.
and
That Mr. God syndrome.
yeah, yes, that's where the distress is at. And that's what I was ready to say. In the Nation of Islam, we have that question: will you sit at home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food? And
Right.
that, what it wants us to think about is, when you don't have food, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to get up and go get it, or you going to sit there and pray and be distressed. I don't know how I'm going to eat. I don't know what we're going to do. And
Right.
wait on a mystery God to ring your doorbell and say, bing, bing, here's some food for you and your family. You know, so in
Right.
the answer to that question, we go into the root of stress, the management of my energy, right? You have
Mhm.
one of the slides says that why we, because
Yes.
you could, anyone to do.
All right. Let me bring that up. And we probably don't even realize the type the different type of stresses. Like
Mm-hmm.
before you
In
started
this
talking
particular,
about it, I didn't realize you stress.
oh yeah. See, and when you're looking at this diagram, when you're ready to do something, right? You a lot of times we start in a state of distress, impaired attention, apathy, boredom. These
Brother Sean, I can't hear you.
okay, no, my screen went off. Those are
Okay.
stressors. Your children sitting there
Right.
bored. Man, I don't know what to do. This is distress.
Right.
Because
And then they
we have a
put you in
brain that
distress.
but we always have a brain that's coming up with something. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you literally, there's no I don't know, there's no we always have a brain coming up with something. When we don't know how to manage that
Right.
energy, that's a state of distress.
Right.
So when as you see that diagram went from it started in distress, inattention, I don't know what to do, apathy, boredom, and then it translates
Mm.
into eustress. And you see it focused attention, rational thinking, emotional
Right.
balance, wise mind. And this is the positive stress zone. Okay, and real quick,
Right.
the end is look at the end result. Disorganized
Right.
behavior, burnout, panic,
Burnout.
impaired focus. Okay, you can take that
Exactly.
down. See
All
now,
right.
phys- real quick, physical stress comes from overworking, lack of exercise, and lack of rest. That's how we fit. So we can,
Right.
it's a thin line between eustress and distress because exercise is eustress. But if you exercise too long, you put your body in a state of distress. Work is eustress. But if you work too long, you put yourself in a state of distress, just like studying too long. And now you don't hurt your eyes, you don't hurt your brain, your neck hurt, your shoulder, you got physical stress.
Right. Right. Just like sitting too long.
That's a stressor, right? And the oils, aromatherapy, they go
Mhm.
because all of this stress is happening in the brain. So
In the
it's
brain.
not like it's not like it's happening outside of you. It's happening
Right.
inside of the brain. So the eustress is the prefrontal lobe. That's called also the executive lobe because that's how you move yourself. That's where you come up with your decisions, your planning. The thinking brain is right here, the prefrontal lobe, right? So
Right.
when we're looking at eustress, that is in the prefrontal lobe, the thinking part. Distress is the fight or flight. So that's
Right.
activating your amygdala, right? And fear, anger. And now, when we're looking at the difference, eustress is starts here. Distress, when you look at distress, you got to go to the adrenal glands, because that's where the adrenaline and cortisol from the fight or flight is activated, right? And
Right.
cortisol is the stress hormone. Cortisol is energy. It's not your. We need cortisol to regulate our heart, blood pressure. It's the but it's the fine line. Cortisol is that fine line between eustress and distress. Because if we use it right, it puts our body into a function that helps us achieve our goal.
Right.
Healthy, healthily. You won't finish the marathon and pass out. you know what I mean? Like you
Drop dead after the marathon.
right, right. You still can live.
Right.
You still can live.
Beautiful.
Aromatherapy. Aroma, when we are looking, so we know that eustress is here. Distress activates the fight or flight. It activates the amygdala part of the brain, right? And that activates the adrenal gland. So that's coming from the body,
Right.
not the head. That is when we look at high self, lower self, heaven, hell, rising above emotions into the thinking. That's the stress hormones come from the adrenal glands. That you know what I mean? So the
Right.
aromatherapy, when we smell and that nerve that's going into our brain, it helps. And that is going through that blood brain barrier and gets into those tracks, those ventricles, and it's being circulated through the brain.
Right.
Within 22 seconds, those molecules have circulated, been broke apart, and diffused in the brain.
Diffuse. Right. A human diffuser. That's what you
Yeah.
become.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And the energy that's released. Let's say, what oil you got for us, sis?
I have a blend today, and the name of this blend is called Stress Away.
Mm, got you. What's in that one?
And in this one, it's a blend of lime essential oil.
Mm-hmm.
It has the ability to cleanse and purify. I'm having an echo. Hold on one second.
I don't know if I can be heard, but we'll be back. I know the sister will be back. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulties right now. Um,
hear me? Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Apologize for that.
Oh, no worries.
It's an echo, but rolling. We're gonna keep rolling. So I was saying in this weekend straightway, you have lime essential oil, and lime is good for mental clarity. It also lifts
Mhm.
your spirit, that energy. We have cedarwood. Cedarwood is good for memory, stimulates your pineal gland to secrete melatonin. So if you get this, it's going to help you to sleep good also. I'm still in this echo.
It's a little bit of an echo coming through.
Hold on. I'm
Can you
going to
hear me?
come out and come back in, Brother
Okay.
Sean, but keep rolling.
Okay. Okay. Now, right. So when we're looking at these oils, or when we're looking at eustress, distress, right? And we got the categories: eustress, distress, right? So when we're looking at these categories, they, like we said, this is how we manage or use our energy. So when we're looking at how the body communicates through the endocrine system, right? So I have a book, Endocrinology of Healing and Life, Science of Healing Self and Abundant Life, because the endocrine system is responsible for producing the hormones in our body. And one of the ways the body communicates is through hormones. So you have the hormone where it originates, whether it's from the brain or one of the endocrine glands, like the adrenal glands. And then you have the target cell, right? So when you have the target cell, this is where the hormone is going to go. On the target cell, so the hormone that's being produced, it will look like this. And the target cell will have a key. It will be the opposite of it. Like the keychains where they break the heart in half and you put it together in this whole. That's how the releasing hormone and the target hormone. So the only way that this releasing, your body will stop releasing this hormone is when it reaches the target. Once it reaches the target, they have what they call the negative feedback loop. It will go back to say, hey, target reached, objective complete, stop secreting this hormone. So eustress comes from the brain. It comes from the thinking part of the brain, rather, right? Because distress comes from the brain too. So when we are looking in the positive effect of stress, we see that in how the body works, right? So when you producing these hormones from study, when you producing these hormones from exercise, when you producing these hormones from preparing yourself, as eustress is preparation, right? They have a target cell. They reach that part of your body, become activated. Like I said, it goes back to say stop.
Right.
With distress activates the fight or flight, right? So with the fight or flight, I'm walking down the street. Oh, is that a snake? And I run. I don't run forever. I only run far enough for my body to say, okay, you are away from the danger. stop
Mhm.
and think about. So now I done ran half a block. Damn, my thinking part is kicking in. Was that a snake? Man, that might have been a stick. So now I'm slowly walking back. Man, that was a stick.
Right.
So when you're looking at fight or flight, it's activated when it's perceived danger, right? This stress activates the fight or flight without a perceived danger. So there is no target cell. So when that brain is producing that hormone from distress, there is no target cell.
Mhm.
So the body has a hard time stop producing cortisol and adrenaline because there is no target, because it's all in my head. I didn't prepare myself. I
Right.
didn't do for self. I didn't grow my own food. So I'm getting caught up in these disasters. I didn't have a healthy lifestyle. So I'm scared of the pandemic. I don't, you know,
Exactly.
that stresses me doing all those things, doing for self or continue to suffer.
Suffer the consequences.
Right. Do for self or die. So that's used the Nation of Islam in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They are use stressors. They prepare you, create your heaven and set yourself in it at
Right.
once. After you learn
Exactly.
Islam mathematics, you take some of this math and you go and secure, right, what you need. That's
Right.
use stress.
Right.
It removes the distress of that mystery God syndrome, as you said, sis.
Yes. And
Right?
we have a question from Sister Stacy. She says, "Why is it so hard for me to kick these cigarettes out of my life? It feel like I am blowing off steam. Seriously, I really need guidance on this."
Because cigarettes satisfy. So in the brain reward system, right? We have a this is where addiction comes. It's
Mhm.
called it's a pathway called the brain reward system. So we have two ways that the brain produces dopamine, which is the reward. You have the nucleus accumbens, which is about right here, and you have the ventral VTA, ventral tegmental area, which is right here. When we are doing something, think about something, see something that we like, that we take pleasure in, those two areas will produce dopamine, and it goes boom, then it hits to the thinking part, and you do it. That's drug addiction, alcohol, anything that we do more than one time, repeated.
Mhm.
It's because the brain has attached a reward.
Right.
So you have to hate. You have with the and I used to smoke cigarettes. The feeling that I get after I eat and I smoke a cigarette, I had to learn to hate it so I wouldn't, because that's what I would look forward to. Oh man, I ate a good meal. Let me go hit this Newport real quick, man. And that was like the man. Or if I'm stressed out, gotta man, the boss done pissing me off. I don't smoke two, three of these things back to back. You know what I mean? Like I wake up, I might have needed my fix with my coffee.
Mhm.
So the what I was receiving from it, I had to learn to hate so that my brain won't attach dopamine to.
Right. And Sister Stacy, an essential oil, and I have clients that
Yes.
I'm actually helping with this very same issue. Black pepper essential oil is good for helping you to combat that nicotine craving. And I wish I could get a couple of my clients that I'm helping with this. I could created an inhaler for them with black pepper essential oil and a few others, and it actually helps. So every time you feel like taking a cigarette, get this inhaler and just start inhaling it, and then pretty soon it's going. You're no longer gonna want it as much, and then pretty soon you'll be able to leave that alone because it creates the same sensation as the nicotine, and it also helps to soothe that anxiety that you're feeling every time you want to light a cigarette. So,
That satiety. I
right,
can't get no satisfaction. Hey,
satisfaction,
listen,
right. It
that's
goes
the
directly
human.
to that satiety center.
We are
Yes.
we are created. Listen, we are created to seek hardship. We are created to seek hell. We were when God created the earth, it was a garden of Eden. The only thing we had to do was just maintain and be ourselves. We not created to reproduce is pleasurable. To eat
Mhm.
is pleasurable. All of the things that keep you alive are pleasurable, so you will do. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
we aren't. It's if but when we understand that, we can control it. When we don't understand this, that's when we can't control it, right?
Mhm.
So when you're looking at, okay, I'm getting my trigger, you got to understand that. Remember, stress is a management of my energy.
Right.
So my triggers are what make me lose control. My trigger. What is it that makes you want to smoke? That's your trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
when you are approaching your trigger, you got two choices. I can smoke. The replacement to that is eating, or I can use that aromatherapy.
Right.
Because
About
when
choice.
people are trying to stop
Choices.
smoking, that's when they overeat. Because I got to
Replacing one
yes,
addiction for the other addiction.
yes, 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 yes. And understand we've created muscle memory. So your lighter is always here. So you will your body has been trained to do just like you could drive and black out, but you still driving. You know, or you could be reading a book, black out, but you still reading the book. The body has been when we train the body to do something, it's called now we're dealing with muscle memory.
Right.
You so on top of that, we got we got the muscle memory, which isn't an addiction. It's just my lighter is always here. So
Right.
I boom.
Right. You can be planning to go to the, like, if you're coming from somewhere, oh, I'm going to stop at the store, but you'll keep on driving to your house because you
Forgot.
used to turn it this way, that way. And then when you
Yes.
get home, you be like, dang it, I meant to go to the store.
Yes. That's muscle memory. That's not
Right.
good or bad. It's what I train my body to do.
Exactly.
Right. That's what you have to retrain your brain and give your body new habits.
Hmm.
So if your trigger is food, you can't stop eating, you're going to eat. So after I eat, now let me create a new muscle memory habit instead of me going through the motion of smoking.
Right.
In addition to the oil, because you're looking at, we still right here. This is the limbic system. Shoot, we get that's the limbic system. That's not the thinking part. We try to get here. We try to get to the prefrontal lobe. So
Yeah.
that aromatherapy breaks within 22 seconds. You can get out of the limbic system.
Hmm.
Man,
Into
that's
that,
powerful. I'm
that
telling you, I
satiety.
don't know nothing that works that fast.
Mm.
It's not nothing that works.
And it's
And
just
that's
that
all you got to do. Come
that's
on,
all you
sis.
have to do.
Man.
Or if you on the go, grab your inhaler, take it with you. As soon as you feel like pulling out a cigarette, pull this
Mm,
inhaler out and just hold it like a cigarette.
yeah. Give give your create a new muscle memory.
A new muscle memory,
So just like
a
you used
new
to reach,
routine.
just like you used to reach for the cigarette, reach for the inhaler.
Right.
You're while you're training, retraining your body. Right? So that's a man, beautiful sis.
Yes. Praise be to Allah.
Stress is the management of my energy, of my life, right? It's my everything that I have been, I have put myself through, right? It doesn't matter who suggested it or who might have ordered me or who might have told me to do it, gave me an assignment. I had to do.
Right.
I had to move my arms and my legs through. Okay, so once we understand that, then that opens the door for anything that could be in front of me.
Exactly.
I have the force and power to get myself through it. If I
Exactly.
don't believe in myself, I create, that's a trigger. When you don't believe in the plan that you came up with, when you don't believe you can do it, when you don't believe you're beautiful, when you don't believe you're intelligent and you're strong and that you have the power and ability over yourself, that's a trigger.
Right.
And it creates stress because you are God. I didn't say it, God said it.
We'll take
Shoot.
it or let it alone.
Hey,
Right.
if faith the size of a mustard seed can say move to that mountain, and it will move that mountain. See, so now you already have the power.
Hmm.
That power was given to us before we were here. Humans had that power. So it's up to me to accept that about myself, not other
Right.
people. I don't have to, it's about me accepting it about myself, me managing my own energy and
Exactly.
power.
And that's what it is.
I'm
Wow.
trying to, and
Beautiful.
look, if you don't believe me and Sister Denise, let's do a God exercise, right? Stop moving. We're gonna stop moving for 10 seconds. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. 10 seconds. Okay. Did your body move?
No, sir.
Okay. Oh, stop it. Hold up now. Oh, after the 10 seconds, and you started to move yourself again. See, your body does not move unless you want
Move
it
it.
to move.
That's
So when
right.
we are looking at stress in the management of my energy and my power, the only way I could become this stressed is if I don't understand that I am in control of me.
Right.
They ask, well, what's your 5 year plan? What's your 10 year plan? What's your 20? When people do that, they don't even mention God. Let's
Mm.
keep you tell your children, your sons, especially your girl, find a man with a 10 year plan, 20 year. You ask them, and you see the movies and the TV shows. We sit them down. Hey, what's your 5 year plan? What's your 10 year plan? They don't say, oh, if it be this and
Either
it.
willing.
No, they tell you in 5 years, I'm going to be doing this, 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 and this. In 10 years, I'm going to have this, 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 and this. That's how we are created. That's not because we don't value God, but we aren't. He created us to be the vicegerent, the
Right.
ruler in place of Him. This is ours. This is mine.
Right. And then
I'm
what does
sorry. I'm sorry.
Jesus say,
I don't,
Brother
I
Sean?
don't, I don't, I
Greater
don't mean
works,
to get preachy or whatever, but this is
greater works can you do, or something like, what's that scripture? Jesus said, greater works that
is
you'll
in
be
you.
able to do. Right.
Is in you. Is in you.
Right.
Yes. That's in it's to let us know it's okay to accept your own and be yourself.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
are you are that mighty God. You are that mighty nation. Up, you mighty nation. Big Phil's awake. Man, the world is waiting on us
That's
to
true.
stand up and show them how to be God. God came to us first
That's
with
right.
the supreme wisdom. He came to us to be the example, to be the clean glass. Right? So the world is waiting on us to show them how to be God. You are all God's children of the Most High God.
And they know it because they duplicate or try to copy everything we do. So you're
Scripture,
absolutely right.
scripture says, as the lightning or the sun shineth from the east and the west, so shall the Son of Man come, and it be reversed from the west to the east. They read that scripture. The world is looking. The world can read that too.
Mhm.
So they understand the world read, behold, before that great and dreadful coming of the day of the Lord, I will send Elijah. The world is looking for Elijah, and the world see where he's coming from. They see the nation that he's raised.
Right.
Minister Farrakhan went on that World Friendship Tour to reintroduce. So they already know, but they're waiting on us to show them how to be God.
Wow.
We
Powerful.
got the devil. They robbed us and brought us here to fulfill scripture, that scripture of Abraham of 400 years. The world is waiting on us. They calculated that 400 years just like we do. They say, hold up, the only people that fit that description is the so-called American Negro. We've been here 400 years. Strange people, strange land. Well, what about the God part? See, what about God saying, I will come, deal with them, and deal with y'all and put y'all back? The world is waiting on that. They
Absolutely.
got the same book. Man, see, so here we have a problem managing our energy, accepting our own, and being ourselves. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, just told us, your real name is God. Woo!
Right.
He just told us. He
He
just
said
told
it.
us.
He sure
He
did.
just, he just, the honorable Elijah Muhammad. When you look at the black man, woman, and child, you are looking
You're
at Allah.
looking at God. That's
You
right.
can't make God other than man unless you make it an inferior one. So when you add this to the scripture of we being the Khalifa, of we having dominion, we should use stress. We should never be in a state of distress. All God has to do is say, be.
Mm.
Bang. Listen, listen. You don't want that power?
That's
You
right.
don't want your power? Shoot,
Absolutely.
man. I'm sorry. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, sis.
Oh no, no, no
Yeah,
problem. This
yeah.
is
But this
good.
is this
We
is
need
because
that.
I went through. We
Can't
all. I'm sorry. What you say, sis?
can't leave God out of it.
I mean,
That's
we
for
all
sure.
come out of the hell. Sean, look at my Sean is a European name. Ali is an original name, but
Right.
Sean isn't. So look at me identifying still with that European name. So I'm using me as an example because I'm transparent, as they say.
Right.
I don't mind. So but we all come out of the same condition. A lack of knowledge of self, a knowledge of God, time, and the devil. Right? So for us to get that and have that, it eliminates the mystery God, the distress, the I can't do it, the I don't know. Because we can write our history up to 25,000 years. That's power, man.
That's right.
Man.
And we have the cure. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, fasting is the cure. So we have the cure
mental
for
and
our
physical.
ills spiritually and physically.
Yes. Yes. So when you
don't want to discipline ourselves too,
You have another oil for us, sis? Or that was the one, just the blend?
Oh, it's several oils in that blend. Hold on. Lavender is in it, cedarwood, lime.
Yeah, you were breaking up when you were going over it the first time. That's what it was.
I'll go back over it. We have cedarwood in that blend. Cedarwood helps to stimulate your pineal gland to release melatonin. Melatonin helps you to relax, to sleep. You have lime essential oil in there. It's uplifting, it's cleansing and purifying for the mind. Lavender, of course, is calming, relaxing. It does all of that. Helps you to lower that cortisol level. What else is in there? Yeah, that's about it. Lavender, vanilla gives it that. It smells so good. That vanilla just gives it that.
Oh man.
Oh
I
man.
can imagine.
So this is a blend. It's called Stress Away, and you can just put a couple of drops in a diffuser. Put a drop in your hand if you want to, and just breathe it in. Take in those molecules to help you to reduce that cortisol level.
Right. Ain't that something? Hey, look, what you say? You just said to rise. What you say about you said one of them?
Which one?
On one of the oils in there?
Cedarwood.
What?
Or lime.
The lime
is cleansing and purifying to the mind. Relax.
Right.
It helps with mental fatigue. Uplifts your spirits. Which one is that?
You see that one right there?
Oh, yes.
Okay, now this is if I'm looking out and I could take that part off, this was the prefrontal lobe. So when we say rising above, right, that's where the emotional part is at, right here. Okay. That emotional limbic system is right here. That information or those commands have to be projected up into this part of the brain. The white matter is just unmyelinated. It doesn't have myelin sheath. But that's how the brain communicates. So this is where we get stuck. Emotional hijacking and all that other stuff. Right. And that information is not being projected up into the thinking part. That's what those oils, because in it that our ventricles is what circulates those molecules through the brain. So we could be stuck on our own, but we're breathing it, and it causes it, and we're introducing. So it's like you're putting that in your body without having to eat, right? And it's going straight there, and it's being circulated. So it's bypassing us. It's bypassing. It's like a locksmith. If your brain gets stuck and you lost the key, that oil becomes like the lockpick. So you can activate this thinking part of your brain and get out of here. Man, I mean, and I just wanted, as you were
Yeah,
saying, describing the
that's a beautiful
oils,
demonstration.
right? And that's 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 the without all of the technical names and things. That's how the brain works. That's how stress. That's the root of stress.
Hmm.
Controlling my energy, and but we gotta have a knowledge of self. We have to have a knowledge of self.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have to have a knowledge of God. We have to have a knowledge of the time and what must be done. Because we gotta be present. You feel me? So
Right.
in that the oils, because and really quick, the honorable minister on in How to Eat to Live, he says all food, every meal we eat has poison. So we eat no more than once in a 24-hour period to allow our bodies to get rid of the poison.
Right.
This, it doesn't matter what you put in your body, it has some poison. So when we are looking at fasting as a cure, it's also included me not continuously poisoning myself.
Absolutely.
But the aromatherapies, you can help yourself in all ways because you're resting your digestive system. You
Right.
know, you are going straight to the brain.
The brain.
22 seconds, man. Come on.
Exactly.
22 seconds.
That's it. So
Hey
easy.
sis, you remember
Yes,
the
sir.
first time? You remember that first day I got my essential oils and I called you and from my car?
Yes.
Yes. I was so excited. Like, sis, I was like, yo, the kids is calm. Like, what is in this stuff?
And some of them, all
Man.
you have to do is take the top off, and you can
Yes.
immediately feel
Yes.
the
Yes.
benefits.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got your book, sis?
Yes. Let me bring that up before we go. Definitely. That's my latest book. Uh,
Mm,
Healing with Sister Denise, Essential Oils for Your Wellness. And in that
yes.
book, I go over what aromatherapy is for those that may not know what essential oils do. There are recipes, blends in there that you can create on your own to help you with whatever situation, stress, insomnia, high blood pressure, different combinations and blends that I created that you can create yourself, or if you need help, you can always reach out to me for that. And that's I'll put the link for that book in the comments. But
And I
yeah,
have one, A Healthy Me, my plan and
mm,
contract to health. And it's essentially a stress test because it's filled up with questions about different triggers for stress. Because if we don't know our triggers, we can never overcome them. You know what I mean? Like
right.
we'll be stuck in right. So in it, like I say, it's different tests where you have to answer about your life. And so you can get a picture of where your life at, what you really need to work on
Hmm.
versus where you already are strong at.
Right.
You like sitting too long, being how much sunlight do you get? How much rest do you get? How
Mm.
many times do you laugh during the day? You like that's a question because if you're not laughing, then woo man, you're stressed out.
Right.
So um how many
Right.
times you eat, what you eat, how you drink,
Right.
because all of these things can become stressors.
And Brother Sean, I like what you shared with me about a person's perception of fasting. One person
Mm,
sees it as, fasting as a benefit, and then somebody else, oh, you starving yourself,
yep.
or I'm starving myself. That's on the negative end. So that's going to create distress
Yes.
Whereas when you look at it as fasting for purification and getting the benefits, the healing, that is eustress. That's
Yes.
that
Exactly.
positive. So
Exactly.
yeah, I like how
Because
you shared that.
you're not eating. So if I'm not going to eat for 3 days, right? And if I think I'm starving, I'm in a state of distress. All the
Mhm.
alarm. Whoa, man, you're gonna die. You ain't gonna have
Right.
no nutrient. You ain't gonna make it. You're gonna lose this. You're
You're
gonna
not
do
getting your
right,
protein.
right. And it's that loop where there's no target cell. So
Mhm.
during the whole time that I don't eat, I'm stressed out. I can't wait to eat it,
Correct.
right? Where on the other side, if I think I'm fasting, I'm preparing myself, I'm strengthening myself, I'm
Mhm.
healing myself. So even though I'm not eating, I'm going to feel better and be better because I've already put in my head that this, what I'm going to do, is going
It's
to help.
healthy. Right.
So my body is going to go through because it's going to listen to. If I
Mhm.
tell my body that I'm starving, I'm going to get stomach growling. Oh man, aches, because my
Right.
body is going to give me what I want. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So if I'm like, man, look, we fasting. This is you stress. Don't worry about it. We got this.
We got this. Yes.
I'm going to go
All
through with
about
a piece of.
perspective. Yep. Your perception and
And
your reality.
you always have the aromatherapy. We can't, just like
Can't
you can
leave it out.
smell food and get hungry.
Right.
Man, what's that? Woo, man, I wasn't even hungry, but man, let
Right.
me, let me get a piece of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can open a bottle of peppermint oil and uh, satisfy yourself. Hit
Yes,
that satiety center and, cut that craving.
yes. We know aromatherapy works.
It works.
So
It's not on
we
trial.
like
You got it.
right. So you
It's
can
there.
smell something and be influenced. We know this, right?
Right.
So we want to use it medicinally on purpose. Instead of you smelling food by accident, you can smell an essential oil on purpose.
Purpose. I like that.
Woo!
Ooh, you
Man,
just
yeah.
gave me a new
Hey,
tagline, brother.
that's it.
I like that.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Well, this has been wonderful, as usual. And thank you all for tuning in, Sister Stacy, Sister Danielle, Sister
Thank you. Yes,
Zenobia.
thank you.
We appreciate you all. And if you watch this on the replay, we appreciate you as well. And on that note, we're going to leave you as we came in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, sir.